who wants to talk about credit? Right. Nobody. But we're going to do it anyway because it is just so crucial that we just understand and educate ourselves on credit matters and management. Remember that word. But let's start with a few people that didn't get it right. So these are a few famous people that just didn't get it right, guys. Everybody knows MC Hammer. Can't touch this, but he touched the money. So MC Hammer, at the peak of his career in the 90s, he was worth about $70 million, guys. What would you do with $70 million? Right, word is he spent it all on parachute pants. So I don't know, but anyway, luxury vehicles, $1 million horses, he just went crazy. And ultimately, MC Hammer went broke because of a lack of a plan, just bad management. And then we have the famous Rodney King. Everybody knows what he suffered from police brutality. But Rodney King also became a very rich man from the incident that he went through. But ultimately, by the time he died in 2012, he was not worth anything. There was no money left. He had no plan. There was no one there to guide him. And he only had his home that he owned that was a little under $200,000 in California. So in my mind, as a financial person, this is a very sad story because they just had lack of plan, lack of management, just lack of a plan. So I'm going to take you guys on a road trip that I experienced just with my own life. And we are definitely going on a trip. So I need seatbelts on. This is my financial trip. We're on the road. It's the left lane. We got the middle lane. I like that lane. That's the balance lane. And then we got the slow lane. It's like, I want to do it, but I really don't want to do it. So before we do anything, what we should do is set our minds. So it's a mindset. We can't set out to do anything and be successful at it if we don't make a decision and make up our minds. So okay, we're gonna clear that out and make up our minds. So as I made this decision, I was telling you guys, check the check. Just barely making it. And I had a great job. I was a freight broker for a company here in Greensboro for years. Great job, successful, commission banging, but I lacked a plan and I lacked management. So the first thing I decided to do, I said, listen, I gotta get me a plan. I made a decision, right? I set my mind. So I said, I gotta get me a plan, but I need help getting this plan because if I'm already mismanaging my money and my credit, I'm gonna be busted trying to put my plan together, right? So I need somebody that was credible. I need somebody that's integral, that I can talk to help me formulate this personalized plan that's just customized for me, my lifestyle, my salary, for my children, everything. So I found a mentor and I got up under a mentor. And that mentor really helped me put a plan together. So I know y'all thinking like, well, I don't even know what to put in this plan for team. Like, how do I start? Where do I start? Give you guys a few examples. You want to include things like your IRA, your 401k in a plan. If you guys are self-employed and you're paying for health insurance out your pocket, you want to include that. Anything that you want to include, credit card debt, savings. What are you saving towards? So when you have this plan in mind and you sit down with this credible mentor, you definitely want to have a goal in mind. Like, what am I saving towards? Is it vacation? Is it, I'm gonna save $100,000, $10,000 in a year? Have an end game. Definitely have an end game when you begin this. So, and I know most people came up here and tell stories, so I'm gonna tell y'all my road trip story, but I'm teaching as well. I really want to impact somebody today to make a decision to change their life and their finances because I'm sure someone in one of these seats have been through some real financial turmoil. But I'm gonna give you some ideas and some steps to get out of that, and I pray that it helps you. So after I got the mentor, we got the plan together. I'm like, all right, I got it. I had to get rid of some people, y'all. Friends, Keisha and them. Keisha that like to spend, Keisha that like to call you on Friday and say, oh, let's fly out to Miami, let's go. Keisha lacked the plan. So I got my mentor, I got my plan, but she just want to go. And I'm like, oh, that non-planning person in the back of my head was talking to me like, oh, you should go. It's nice around this time of the year. Go to Miami. But I had to be disciplined. I had to pull myself back. I had to stay in my lane. So I told Keisha, no, I'm not going. I'm not spending any unnecessary money. You guys got to be disciplined at this thing. So I told her, no, this actually happened. I told her no. So I had to start realizing that if it wasn't planned to go out with my friends, or if I didn't have that money allocated to the side in something separate, I wasn't going. I'm not going because I'm tired of being in this rut. I'm tired of being tired of having just enough to make it and nothing extra. So after I got all that together, I said, let me attack these credit cards. Now, how many of us are maxing out their cards? Don't lie. Don't lie. Somebody maxing out their cards in here. So I started researching everything I could on credit card utilization, how much to use. Now, if you Google will say 30%. Lies, lies, lies. Don't do that. You guys want to keep it at odd numbers like 7%, 9%. I do like to use 20% a lot with my clients because they're testing you on the behavior. That algorithm is going up and down. Your algorithm, meaning your credit score, is going up and down based off of your behavior. I have clients to this day that will max their card out every month and be like, well, I pay it down to zero. What's the problem? They don't care about that. They're watching your behavior. They're watching exactly how you spend. So, for example, if you got a $500 credit card, what are you spending? Anybody on a $500 credit card? What are you spending on that card a month? $12. How much? 50 bucks? Well, that's good. I like you. I like you. You won't be a client of mine because you got the right in mind, but I wouldn't go no higher than $100. That puts you right at 20%. So your score won't drop. It won't go down. It'll stay steady. But a lot of people are just maxing these cards out, and it's just not doing them any favors. So remember that, guys. Credit card utilization is very, very important. That's the most thing that's controlling the algorithm of your score. So I got all that together. And I said, okay, I got a plan. Now it's time to put this plan in action. Let's activate it, right? And I'm just like, okay, well, my mentor helped me get the plan together. Who's going to help me keep the plan together? I'm like, oh, my God. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, where's the money going? I printed out my bank statements. You want to know where your money's going? Print that bank statement out and highlight how many times you done been to Chick-fil-A and Panera Bread. You'll find out where your money's going. So I don't know about y'all, but that's where mine was going. And I was like, the devil is a lie. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I needed somebody to keep my plan activated, to keep me motivated, to keep me focused. I just wasn't encouraged enough to do it alone. That's when your accountability partner comes in. See, the mentor helps you get the plan together. The accountability partner helps you keep that plan together. So you got to get somebody that's not scared of you. Somebody that's not scared to say, wow, you're really at Sweet Frog getting ice cream? No, that $5 matters. You got to be frugal with this thing if you want change. So my accountability partner kept me accountable. She kept me on road. I didn't do no detours. I stayed focused. And I stayed doing what I was supposed to do. And I started to see things change and turn. So after I did all that, I was like, oh, wow, I could probably tell my brothers about this. This is kind of working for me. I got an extra $200 this month. Don't go to the shoe store, but let's just put that up. So I started telling my friends and family about it and working on their credit, helping them with that. And I started seeing their lives starting to change. And I'm like, wow, God, this is not work. Like, I do this for free. Like, I don't do it for free no more, but I do this for free. You know, I was in the young stage, you know, the beginning stage. I was like, wow, people pulling up in cars. I'm like, what's the interest rate on that? 4%. I'm like, okay, with your bad self. So I'm changing lives. Like, what's more impactful than changing lives? I'm just like, wow, this is so good. I said, okay. So when I started helping a church member of mine, she just really didn't have a clue. She said, I don't even know what my goal is. I don't even know what to do, where to start. So I told her, listen, let's write down your short-term and your long-term goals. Now, a lot of people will start at the beginning of the year, that January 1st, that demon, January 1st. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Guys, you can start wherever you are right now. You don't have to wait till January 1st to do anything. Every day is a new beginning. So the short-term goal, she said, what are some examples of that? How did you do it? So how I did it was, I knew I couldn't stay consistent for 30 days. What do they say? 21 days forms a habit? I wasn't going to make it no 30 days doing nothing. except getting up, eating, basic, right? So I started giving myself daily goals. Like I would literally write these tasks out and just do them, scratch them off. To this day, I get excited when I scratch something off my list. I'm old school. I still write things down. I'm technology, but I write things down. So I said, start with your daily tasks and celebrate those small climbs. I see a lot of people don't celebrate those things that they accomplish that are small. It doesn't matter. You finish that list today, let's celebrate, right? So then I went on to weekly goals. Next thing I know, I was at a 2-week goal. I'm like, oh, wow, like I'm almost at 30 days. So I just really believed in myself, and I started believing in the process. So it all worked out, and then I'm just like, wow, I need to step out on faith and kind of make this like a really big thing. So I did that. I left my good 6-figure paying job. My family thought I was crazy, with 2 small kids, and I stepped out on faith and started Next Level Credit Solutions. And every day, like I'm impacting lives, I'm changing people's lives. I'm helping people get generational wealth. I mean, they are just excited from the results, but you have to do the work. So let's recap. You set your mind. Who's gonna set their mind? I don't care what it is. I'm gonna clean the shoe closet out. Let's set our mind to it, right? The second thing we're gonna do is get a plan. Get a reputable mentor to help you if you feel like you can't do it yourself, just to keep you motivated. The next thing we're gonna do is activate it. God, action is so important. Taking action is the most important thing you could do. After you take action, you got the green light to go. Do it, stay consistent, stay disciplined, stay determined, feel good about yourself. Spread the word. Tell people about what you're doing and how you did it. It may not be the same system that you use for them, but you can give them the same steps and they can customize that for their lifestyle, because each and every one of us are different. So after you do that, and you definitely want to pray through the whole situation because you're going to need it. And that's what I did, definitely through the whole situation. So after you had the green light to go, you got your accountability partner to definitely keep you on road. Guys, don't go off road. Do not go off road. Stay focused. And if you do go off road, catch yourself and get yourself right back on road. The last thing that I definitely did, I'm a big person that does this. I journaled my whole financial journey when I started seeing my life starting to change financially. The bank account just wasn't red anymore. I'm like, oh, this really works. And a lot of people think that they have a debt problem. They'll look at their bills and say, wow, I got a debt problem. I got a money problem. No, you have a management problem. That's what you have. Just lack of wisdom and lack of management. That is the problem. So once I started really focusing on how I'm managing my finances and how I'm managing my credit, things started to change. And clearly God started to move, because I surely was calling on him, that's for sure. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Don't go off road. Stay the course. Believe in what you're doing. Believe in yourself that you can do it, because you definitely can do it. And if you can't find that mentor, call your girl, definitely, and I'll be your credit mama. And they call me that because I am going to be your mama. And if you got to get popped, that's what I'm going to do. But just in closing, guys, I just want you guys to believe in what you're doing and know that it is definitely going to work. And I'm going to leave you with a closing quote from the late, great Miles Monroe. And that is, management is the key to prosperity. Money loves management. Thank you.